Hello, my miraculous friend, and welcome to day number 3 of the Magnify Your Miracles Journal 9-day journaling challenge. We are working with my brand new journal, the Magnify Your Miracles Journal. If you don't have it, you can get it. You can get it in print. Let me show you where. You can get it in print. You can get it digital. So if you want to just use it on your mobile device, it's editable. You can edit it. You can use it again and again. And it's so great. It has the 4 core practices that really help you magnify your miracles. And so we are here on day number 3. And my question for you is, who's ready for a miracle? Who's ready for a miracle? If you're ready for a miracle, put it in the comment and say, I am. I'm ready for my miracle. I have some questions that people have been asking. Thank you so much for everyone who's been asking questions, whether you're in the Facebook group or whether you're on YouTube, wherever you are, leaving your comments. I'm so happy to answer them for you. And I also have people sharing evidence of their miracles. Yay! Makes me so happy when people see the evidence of what's going on and seeing how this process really, really works. Let me just pull one more up here for you. Okay. So before we get into doing today's practice together, before I start answering your questions, before I start sharing all the beautiful evidence, let's do what I love to do, which is take a deep breath together. So we can all just get ourselves in the zone, breathing in the energy of expansion, breathing out anything you no longer need. And as we start to feel our energy shift as we focus on our breath, we start to tune into that divine presence that is always here, that loves to manifest through us. And all we have to do is slow down a little bit to become aware of that vibration. Okay. All right, my friend. And just being so grateful for the opportunity to be here. Let's take one more deep breath together in gratitude, and we can begin. All right, welcome back to day number 3. I am Reverend Frances Faden, and I am an interspiritual minister, and I am also a big dream coach for business owners, for creative entrepreneurs, for anybody who is here feeling like they have something that they're here to do on the planet, and they really want to align with their purpose. That's what I help people do. And so this is a big piece of what I teach my own clients, these 4 core practices in the Magnify Your Miracles Journal. Once you know that you can do it, then all things become possible. Just like my little sign there says, anything is possible. The only thing getting in our way is our belief that we can't do it. That's the only thing that gets in our way. It's our belief that it's not possible that stops us. So by doing these 4 practices, getting yourself in the energy of gratitude, doing your gratitude practice every day, getting from the energy of gratitude, doing your goal practice and writing your goals from a place of it's already happened, being in that energy of gratitude, that magnifies the energy. And then either at the same time or at the end of the day, I've set it up to do it at the end of the day. You look at your day and you revise and you say, what didn't quite happen the way I would like it to happen? And you rewrite it the way that you want it to happen. And then you track your evidence. And those 4 things, I call them the core 4, make all the difference in the world. And they really start to accelerate. And you know what? It's not too complicated. It's not like you have to do 15 things. You do these 4 things in this particular way. And I'm telling you, you're going to magnify your miracles. So I want to go over some questions that people have. And then I want to share with you the evidence that has been shared with me of people noticing what's changing. One of the things I'm going to ask everybody to do, if you're somebody that prays, please pray for everybody that's doing this practice. I've been hearing some people saying that they've been sick and they're not feeling well. So we want to send out healing prayers and good thoughts to everybody, knowing that as you're doing the Magnify Your Miracles Journal process, you're healing even faster. Okay, I want to hold that for everybody. All right. So, one question that I got was, can you please clarify how we write the goals daily? Do you mean that we write the steps and the details as if they've already happened? Great question. Thank you for this question. So, when you're doing your goal practice, you've done your gratitude, you're in that space of feeling so grateful for how amazing your life is right now. And then you want to write the end. Okay. You want to write the end. So a lot of times we get caught up in the how. You don't have to write the how. So you don't have to say, and that this is somebody gave me evidence of something and I'll share with you. It's like you don't have to say, well, first this happened and then this happened and then this happened. What you want to say is, I'm so grateful. This is now what's happened for me. So let me give an example. So let's just say, well, I'm actually going to use one of the evidence examples. So I'm going to use, Catherine gave this example. She said, I wrote my goal in the form of gratitude about my insurance paying off a back bill. Finally, it's been going on for a long time. She said, now that didn't happen, but the billing guy said he was just going to delete my old back bill because it wasn't about me. And he wanted to just, it's between the provider and the insurance company. So she said, so the bill is gone, but just not in the way that I had asked for. That's evidence. Thank you, Catherine, for sharing your evidence. You want to make sure you put that in there. Now, the question is, it didn't happen the way she wanted it to happen, but the end, all she really wanted was the bill to be gone. And guess what? The bill is gone. So when you're doing your goals, you want to say, for example, if you're a musician and your goal is to sell out Madison Square Garden, like that's your big dream. You would say, thank you, thank you, thank you that my show at Madison Square Garden is completely sold out with over 20,000 people or whatever it is. And I'm so excited to play there or not that I'm to play there, but I'm so grateful that I got to play there. So it's as if it already happened. Yay. My show was sold out and I got to play at Madison Square Garden, my dream. What you don't want to say is, I'm so grateful that Ticketmaster took on my account and sold them. And I was this amount of like, you don't want to get into the nitty gritty. How, like, we don't care. We don't care. We don't care if a millionaire decided to come and buy out Madison Square Garden and give those tickets away. As long as it got sold out and you got paid, we don't care. Right. So let go of the how. You don't have to line it out. What you want to do is make it really real for yourself. So put as much emotion into your goal as you can. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful now that this is my reality. Okay. So hopefully that helps you. Next question. Does it make a difference if the intention and the goals are general, like inner peace, or specific, like being peaceful in a given situation? So if you're going to use something like inner peace or happiness, which you can absolutely do, it's important to be able to somehow quantify that. Because here's the thing, what we're going up against is your mind. Your mind is going to continue to tell you, that's interesting. That's a coincidence. Isn't that funny? It's going to try to minimize what's happening. And if you don't have something that you can quantify and look at, it can be more difficult to track your evidence and to build your faith. So I would say if you want to track your inner peace, find a way to track it. Okay. So if you want to have your goal is like, thank you that I am so peaceful from the moment I wake up to the moment I fall asleep or whatever you want to do, then I would look through my day. How am I doing? I think it's good to say peaceful in a given situation. If you know you have a stressful situation that's coming up, maybe you have a legal thing going on or a court appearance or something that is challenging for you, then you would say, thank you that my court date went so well. The judge was so happy with me, like it got resolved easily and for everybody's benefit. And I was able to stay in the energy of peace. So I would say make sure that you quantify whatever it is for you. So it's one of the things I do when I'm coaching my own clients, and they'll say to me, I want to be happier. I'm like, great. How do we know when you're happier? What does it look like? So there's nothing wrong with saying something like inner peace, but we have to make sure that you can quantify it. And often with something like that, I recommend that you have a friend that you can check in with who can give you that feedback. I remember one time I was doing a meditation challenge, and I was doing a certain number of minutes or whatever it was every day. And I had done it for a couple of weeks, and my mind was like, this isn't working. I'm like, this isn't really making a big difference for me. But my wife said to me, oh, yes, it has. I said, really? She said, you have been so much more calm. I didn't experience myself necessarily as more calm, but she said, you have been more calm, you've been more centered, and you've been happier. And I'm like, oh, so that feedback was actually really helpful for me. So that's the only thing when you're working with something that's not an external tangible in that way, you got to make it tangible for yourself so that you don't talk yourself out of it. But that's a great question. And thank you, thank you, thank you. The last question that I got for today is, when looking at evidence, is it just evidence connected to my gratitude or my goals? Like, what's the evidence to? So you definitely want to be looking for evidence connected to, remember, the gratitude is what you're in your life already. We just want to be grateful. We want to recognize how blessed we are already. We tend to think about the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And we're in a culture, at least here in the United States, we're in a culture that's constantly telling us, you need more. It's not enough. You need more. You're not enough. And so getting in that energy of gratitude, of it's remarkable how blessed we are when you really take into account every single thing in your life. And that's why we do something different every day when we do our gratitude. But then when we're doing our goals, we want to take that gratitude and focus on things that are not yet in our lives. So you definitely want to track any evidence specific to that. So if, for example, one of your goals, like Catherine asked, was to have that medical bill be gone, and now the medical bill is gone, that is evidence for you. But you also want to track anything that you're noticing. So I'll give you my example. When I had done, I was doing a 28-day gratitude practice many, many years ago. And I just was in the energy of like, oh my God, I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful. I was just so exuberant with my gratitude. I would just be so happy when I was going out into the world. And I had my favorite grocery store that I would go to. This is when I was living in the San Diego area, and they're perfectly lovely. I love this grocery store. I used to love going to the grocery store. And I had been going there for a while, so the people knew me. But when I was doing this particular gratitude practice, I was picking out my vegetables. And the lady who was in the produce department came up to me and she said, would you like this big bag of carrot tops or whatever it was? And I had a bunny at the time. And I was like, I would love to have carrot tops for my bunny. She's like, here, let me give you some other things. And she just started giving me stuff. Now, what changed? What changed was my vibration. I was open and receptive, and I was in that energy of gratitude of like, oh my God, everything is so amazing, right? Now, I was not trying to manifest free carrot tops for my bunny, but that showed me that the energy shifted. That's evidence. That's evidence that something different is happening that wasn't happening all the other times I went to my favorite grocery store, which they're lovely people, and I always loved going there. But for that time when I was in that vibration, oh my God, everybody was so friendly. People were giving me things, all kinds of stuff was happening. So you want to track anything, even if the thing that you're tracking as your evidence is, I feel happier. So many people in the Facebook group have been saying, I'm feeling so much energy. I'm feeling impossibility. I'm just feeling so much happier. I'm feeling aligned. Track that. Okay. Because if you do hit a bump in the road and you're like, oh, so, you lose your enthusiasm, you want to be able to go through your journal. And this is why I love having a journal that's printed that you can look back, because you can go back on your page and be like, and you can track your evidence, and it's easy to find. You go back and you look and you say, what was working? Like, what was happening? And then you recognize like, oh, wait a minute. When I was doing my practice, my 4 core morning and evening, things were really shifting for me. Let me get back to doing that, or let me get back to my gratitude, or whatever it might be for you. You want to start keeping track of it. All right. So let's give you some evidence. So I already shared with you Catherine's evidence about her bill is gone. Woohoo! Yay, Catherine. Thank you for sharing that with us. I want to share Pam's evidence. So Pam is doing our practice as well. And one of the things that she really wanted was to attract some like-minded friends, have some friendship in her life. And she shared with me that she's just been now. Pam started doing this in December. She got her journal early, so she's a little bit further along in terms of days. But she shared with me, she's like, "Oh my God, I've been asking for you know friends to go have coffee with, and my calendar is full. Everybody wants to spend time with me. Yay!" So that is evidence. You want to track that, like, I was doing my goals. This is one of my goals, and this is what's happened. So thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing that. And then we have someone who I'm so grateful let me share this. She, on day one, had her miracle happen just by doing the practices on day one. And she said, I've been having some GI issues, some issues with my digestion. And a Qigong master just happened to show up on my Instagram feed, which reminded me that I had a friend that taught Qigong. So I contacted my friend. She offered me a virtual session for my issues. And I'm so much better. I'm feeling so much better after having weeks of confusion. Yay! That's what can happen. Day one, things shift for you. So, yay, yay, yay. And I'm just seeing, yay, Joseph, you're here. So, prayers for Joseph. We want him feeling better. And just if anybody else is having some physical issues, we can often think that revision is only about stuff happening in the world. But the truth of the matter is if you're sick, you can revise your day and be like, I'm so happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, actually, the revision would be focusing on, yes, I had the best day today. My lungs are clear. My energy is good, and I just feel so vibrant. So that's a way that you can kind of revise your day if you want to do that. You don't have to do that if you're not feeling well, you just want to relax, but anything can be revised. The thing you want to pay attention to is the way that you feel about something. So if you're feeling kind of bummed about being home and being sick, then you want to shift it so that you can shift your energy around it. And beautiful magic wand, I'm so glad you're here. Yay, yay, yay. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and do our practice. I'm going to do this with you. And we're going to start with our at least 3 things that you're grateful for. So they have to be different things than yesterday. They can't be the same. You want to do something for something in you that's in your life right now, something that's in your current experience. It doesn't have to be a thing. It can be a person, it can be a circumstance, it can be the beautiful sunshine, it can be whatever you want to do, but it has to be true for you. You want to be sincere about it, and you don't want to just repeat, what you wrote yesterday. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to write on my page what we're grateful for. All right. And I always like to date it at the top. Today is the 8th. I think today might be Elvis's birthday. All right. So let's write. And remember to always put the because in there so that you get as much emotion in there. Don't just bullet point it. You want to be like, I'm so grateful for whatever it is because, and put that energy in there. All righty. So I wrote my 3. And now take a moment and read those back to yourself and really feel the energy, feel the gratitude. Oh, just feel how grateful. Oh, I'm so grateful. And now from that place of, oh, thank you. I'm so grateful. Now we want to focus on our goals. And remember, it's 1 to 3 goals. You don't want to have too many. I recommend that you have like maybe 3 at the most. You can have just 1 if you want. But we're going to do it from that place of thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's write our goals down. And just focus on the end. Don't focus on the how. All right. And take a moment and reread your goals and really feel that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. All right. So those are the morning practices. And if you want, you can do your other 2 practices now, or you can do them in the evening. I like to do mine in the evening. And those 2 practices are revision and evidence. So if you want to do it all at once, you can do that now as well. I like to do mine later. So does anybody have any questions or comments for me while I'm here? I'm happy to coach you in any way that I can. Just put a question in the comments if you have one. And if not, we'll wrap up and then be back tomorrow. And if you're just joining us and you're like, what is she talking about? You can, where did it go? There it is. You can get your journal, francisfaden.com/journal. You can get it in print version. You can get it as a digital version, whichever one works for you. Okay. So I'm not seeing any questions coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up. Tomorrow, we're going to be here early. You're going to be here at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. And just doing day 4 and doing our practice. If anybody has any questions or any comments, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. I'll answer them on the Facebook group, but I'll also answer them here so everybody can hear them, just because probably other people have those questions as well. Happy to do that. I love seeing your evidence. Absolutely. And then on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, we'll be back meeting here at this time at 11 a.m. All right, my friends, so excited for you. Just know your miracle's already here. Blessings to you. Bye-bye.